This conference will now be recorded.
In the yesterday's session, we understood some basic points related to asset accounting. Now let us try to understand a few more points beyond the asset accounting, meaning after understanding basic functionalities related to GL, AP, AR asset accounting, there are different points which we need to understand, which will actually form the complete basic business process understanding. Next one, what you will have is your cash and your bank, meaning in every organization, we need to understand how cash is operated and how cash is handled. In the similar way, in every organization, how your bank accounts are operated, how your bank balances are reconciled. Meaning, if you're talking about cash here, you're talking about physical cash. When you're talking about physical cash, any amount that you are receiving or any amount that you are paying physically to the customer or to the vendor or to the staff, you need to account it on a daily basis, and your cash is subject to daily reconciliation. Meaning in every organization, you will have to make sure that at the beginning of the day, what is the available cash balance, and at the end of the day, what is the available cash balance. And this is nothing but your cash reconciliation. In any organization that you take, this cash reconciliation is going to happen on a daily basis. The person who is handling the cash, in short, the cashier is responsible to handle the cash balances are properly updated, and any mismatch, any deviation in the cash closing balance will be taken care by, or the responsibility will be with the cashier who is handling the cash. Now in SAP, this cash is handled with the help of something called cash journal. You need to understand concept of something called cash journal. Using the cash journal, we will be working on petty cash. When you are working on petty cash, you are talking about cash journal. In cash journal, you are handling day in, day out, whatever the cash transactions that are carrying out in any organization. Here, we need to understand what are all the business process related to a company, because every company will have certain business process policies related to cash, as beyond a certain limit, cash transactions are not allowed in any organization. For example, if you're talking about India, even in Indian companies, no company will give you cash transaction beyond a certain limit. Maybe let's say beyond 5,000, beyond 10,000, beyond 20,000. Companies may not entertain, companies may not accept cash transactions either in the form of a payment or in the form of receipt. Now what they are going to do, wherever the cash transaction cannot be initiated, they are depending immediately on a transaction called bank transaction. Here you are going to receive the amount either through bank payment, or you are going to make the payment either through bank. Either your receipt or your payment is initiated with the help of your bank account. Whenever you are talking about any bank account, there is one more concept called house bank. There is one more concept called house bank. In this house bank, what we will do is all the bank accounts that the company is created, or all the bank accounts which the company is operating, will be treated or will be created as a house bank. For example, if your company is holding a 10 bank accounts with maybe 6 different banks or 10 different banks, in every bank a company can hold one account, or they can hold more than one account. For every bank account that the company is operating with every bank will be treated as house bank in SAP, meaning without creating or without enabling house bank concept, we cannot use any bank transaction in SAP. If you wanted to perform any transaction related to bank, house bank concept becomes mandatory. And without house bank, it is not possible for us to do any transaction. Now, when you're talking about house bank, we need to understand certain information related to bank. How a bank account is created by a bank, by any organization, what kind of account a company creates, and what information we will be requiring in order to set up the bank in SAP. And when you're talking about any bank account, you have a concept called main account and sub account. In any bank, there is a concept called main and sub account. When you're talking about main and sub account, the whole objective or intention of main account and sub account is to make sure your bank reconciliations are performed properly. The moment you talk about bank account, the immediate point which we need to talk about is BRS or bank reconciliation statement. We need to have a basic idea, basic understanding related to bank reconciliation statement. What is bank reconciliation statement? How BRS is performed, so that it is practically possible for us to think from a bank transaction perspective, how a transaction is initiated from the bank side and how this transaction is completed until your BRS is closed. Make sure each and every activity, whatever is related to this, you are aware of it. Forget about how this is executed in SAP, but from a company point of view, from a business point of view, we need to have a clear understanding. At least some high level, decent understanding is required to make sure we feel comfortable, we feel confident. And before you come to bank reconciliation, with respect to bank, what you need to do, what normally we will do with the bank is, you are going to make a transactions related to outgoing payments. You are going to transactions related to incoming payments. We are going to make transactions related to outgoing payment. We will also be making transactions related to incoming payment. When you're talking about outgoing payment, you're talking about giving payments to suppliers, in short, to your vendors. When you're talking about incoming payment, you're talking about payments that you're collecting from customers. Majoritarily, this is what you'll have to understand when we talk about customer vendor payment or incoming outgoing payment. In terms of incoming payment, in terms of outgoing payment, make sure you're able to understand how payments are handled in any organization. When you're talking about vendor, you are going to make the payment to a vendor. How we will be processing a payment to a vendor? There are two ways. Point number one, you can process cash payment to a vendor. Point number two, you can process a check payment to a vendor. In case of cash payment, in case of check payment, or in case of bank transfer payment, make sure how you are able to identify, how you are able to differentiate between the different payment. Now, while making any payment to a vendor, for example, if it is a bank payment, when we are talking about bank payment, assuming you are issuing a payment from your bank account. Now, from bank account, you can issue a check to a supplier, meaning to a vendor, you can write a check, you can issue the physical check to the supplier. This is one way of issuing a bank payment. Other way is to transfer the money or transfer the funds from directly our account to the vendor account. What we will do for this case, you will have to require or you will have to request bank account details from your supplier or bank account details from your vendor. When your vendor or your supplier is giving you the bank account details, make sure these bank account details of supplier are updated in the vendor master. Based on that, you are going to initiate the payment by transferring the funds from your account to the supplier account. Now here when you're talking about fund transfer between your bank account to the supplier bank account, how this is going to happen? You need to understand how payment happens between our bank account and the supplier bank account, what mechanism we are going to use it. Point number one, you can use something called DME, data medium exchange engine, or you can use customized process to process the payment from your bank account to the supplier bank account. The processes and at high level, whatever is going to happen, how every organization is following, we need to understand. If you're able to understand these points, what is going to happen when you're discussing with anybody, it is easy for us to understand or at least to connect to the point what they are talking about. Otherwise, we will start getting confusions. We will start going blank, wherein you will not be able to understand anything. As a result, we cannot communicate to the other person. We will go silent. Okay, this is basically related to your cash and the bank at high level. And after this cash and bank account, whatever you handle, you have different additional points, different add-on points related to different business processes. For example, your taxes. When you talk about taxes, you need to understand two type of taxes here. One is your direct taxes. Second one is your indirect taxes. In short, sales and purchase taxes and withholding tax. On your sales, on your purchases, how we are going to calculate, how we are going to apply the taxes, and how these tax entries are getting posted. Similarly, whenever you have any withholding tax or any TDS, how this TDS or withholding tax is getting updated, we need to understand. And here Taxation is again country specific. Same like your asset accounting. This is your country specific called as localization. This is also called as legal requirement, meaning you cannot charge a tax as per your choice. I cannot say that I will purchase something, but I will pay only 1% tax. I cannot say it. Or I will sell you something, but I will charge 20% tax. I cannot say it because the taxation is not in your control, is not in my control. It is completely governed by the tax authorities, tax law of every country. All the companies, whoever is operating in that particular country, will have to follow the tax regulations guidelines provided by the respective country. Make guidelines you will understand, and all the tax policies, procedures, whatever a country has, you will get it directly in the Google. If you find Indian GST taxation, you will get a lot of the tax consulting companies or audit firms. Many companies will write blogs, many companies will create articles, or you will find official tax authority website in which you will get to know the information related to that particular country taxation. And it is again, you need to understand generic taxation from SAP perspective. You need to understand generic taxation from SAP perspective. Later on, you need to understand how taxation is used, how taxation is applied in the respective country. For example, if you talk about India, in India, you are going to use something called GST, goods and service taxes. What is this GST? How this GST is used? What are the GST rates? Some basic information you need to have a clear understanding. Similarly, for example, if you're talking about US taxation, according to US taxation, understand what is US taxation, how taxes are calculated in US, and what is your tax jurisdiction, what is your state level tax, country level tax, what is your city level tax, county level tax. You need to have a basic understanding at the initial stage, so that later on when you talk to the different topics, when you talk to different areas, you will find it easy, you will find it convenient, feeling that yes, these points I have already heard somewhere and I am able to have some familiarity with us. And this information is mandatory on any topic to have basic understanding. After this taxation, you have other points like integrations. You have other points like integrations. When you're talking about integrations, make sure on the integration you're talking about FIMM integration, first point. Second point, FIST integration. Similarly, you have PP integration, you have HCM module integration, you have PS integration, you have PM integration. These different module integrations we need to understand so that it is easy for us to connect to the point or connected to the different business processes that are used in every business. If they have separate business process modules implemented, like if your company is using MA module, there is an integration called FIMM integration. If your client is using SD module, there is an integration called FISD integration. If your client is using a PP module, then there is something called integration of PP with controlling module. If your client is using HCM module, there is an integration between FI to HCM. If your client is using a PS, there is an integration between PS to FI and CO. Similarly, if your client is using a PM module, plant maintenance module, there will be again another integration between your PM to FI and PM to CO. At high level, if you are able to understand, okay, these are the modules are there, these are the integration points which are there, it is easy for us to understand, okay, this is how modules are there, this is how things are getting integrated, connected to each other. We will have to slowly take different cases, simple examples, wherein you are in a position to relate it with the business process. Okay, and this is about your integration. After this integration, you have different small points, like you have validations, you have substitutions. Likewise, we have different topics to list. There is a big list that we will be listing out in the upcoming sessions. Shortly I will be listing out in detail. Now whatever we are talking is only to make sure we get at least idea, you get at least some terminology, that okay, these are all the points that we need to understand when it comes to SAP FICO. Straight away, if we talk about the different points, we will not understand anything. Instead, it will create unnecessary confusion. But when we discuss about the same points at a high level, wherein you have at least some sufficient required understanding, at least you are able to understand the term that this is not something that I'm hearing for the first time. I heard this topic somewhere. That will give you a different level confidence, wherein you feel that okay, this is not something that I'm understanding for the first time. This is something that I have already understood, or this is something that I have already heard about before. That clarity, that idea is going to give you more confidence in the upcoming topics or in the upcoming session. So far, whatever we discussed is only to give you a clear understanding of whatever the topics, whatever the basic fundamental things that we are supposed to know. Now you can ask if you have any question, so that from tomorrow onwards or in the next session onwards, I will talk at a different level on SAP FICO. Now for now, if you have any questions so far, whatever we discussed, generic questions, whatever you have, you can ask. Please raise your hand, I'll call out your name. You can put your question. Any questions, anyone? Hafiz?
Hi, thank you, Ajay. Just want to know the in your upcoming classes you will cover the correspondence, all those things, right? How do we configure the SOA, then the late payment interest letter, all those things?
Yes, we will be covering it. Those are part of your accounts payable,
Yeah.
accounts receivable, wherein we will be talking about correspondence. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Ajay.
Yeah. Lokesh?
Yeah, hi Ajay.
Yeah.
Do we need to install SAP software in our laptop or to access that server?
Yes, installation will have to be done once the regular classes begin. So I will help you installing the server and all.
Okay. One more question, Ajay. Will SAP projects will follow agile or waterfall? What kind of methodology they will follow?
It depends, but both are followed. Agile is also followed, waterfall methodology is also followed. It depends on the project manager which method they are adopting, but both are followed. But Agile is widely followed.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah. Sadik?
Hi Ajay. For yes, server SAP installation, like we required any memory in laptop, or what is the capacity to support that
No, no, not
SAP?
required. Since this is the online server, you don't need any this one. If you have, even if you have, 60 GB laptop, that is sufficient, because this is not going to be offline server. Since it is online server, all you need the space to install the SAP logon pad, which will not take more than 1 GB of your space.
Okay. And will you
Yeah.
take like real-time classes kind of Rise up W, like whatever the real-time SAP consultant is doing? I mean, like the reports, the tables, whatever. If the client is requesting something and we, functional consultant, cannot do that, and we are taking the help of a BAPR, then the whatever the details we have to submit to a BAPR, that and all we will explain, right?
Yes, those points will
What
be
happens in
explained as part
real-time
of
classes?
your RISEF object. I'll take the practical scenarios, then I'll explain the business case, business requirement, what is expected, and how this is achieved in SAP, how you will write the functional specification document, how do you develop the logics, and how do you create the test cases, how do you conduct the unit testing, how do you perform UAT, and how the custom roles are created, how do you create a Fury tile catalog, what information you will pass on to the ABAP, what information you will pass on to the basis consultant. All these points we will discuss with practical examples, with all the cases, like from starting point till the ending point. Whatever you do as a functional consultant, everything we. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Santosh.
Yes, I have a doubt regarding. Do you explain DMEX, data medium exchange related thing, how to configure this?
Yes, DME is explained, but you'll have to remember one point. DME
Okay.
is part of treasury, not part of FICO. But I'll show the
Okay.
DME process and all, but that you'll have
Okay.
to understand, because we most of the times what we will do is we will understand DME is part of a FICO, but DME is part of treasury. If your client
Okay.
is using DME, then they would have implemented TRM module. You would have heard something called a TRM, right?
Yes, yes. Treasury management. Okay.
Yes, if treasury management
Thank
is implemented, that is where DME is applicable. Otherwise, clients will not use DME. In place of DME, they will be using customized process to make the payment to the supplier, wherein they will generate a payment medium file, but not through DME, through a custom
you.
process. If treasury
Okay.
is not implemented.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sohel.
Hi, Ajay. I have a quick question for you. Will you cover the data migration policy? Is it under your course outline?
Data migration from ECC to S4 or
Uh,
legacy to SAP.
yeah, ECC to S4, how we gonna, transfer the data or from any other legacy system? What would be, the process and how we do?
Legacy to
Yeah.
SAP is shown in detail even before you post the first entry in our company code. First, what we will do is we will complete the legacy data process, like how your cutover activities will happen, how do you collect the master records, how do you prepare the templates, how we will upload it using LSMW, LTMC, migrate data. All the standard SAP tools we will use to upload the data. Then we will upload the trial balance. After that only we will be posting a document in our session. Without that, we don't post any document. When it comes to ECC to S4 HANA migration, that we cannot do in the test server, and that will be a guided procedure followed by the consultants, which is provided by SAP. SAP will give you a documentation with a checklist, what needs to be done pre-migration, what needs to be done during the migration, what needs to be done post-migration. So this conversion between ECC to S4 HANA cannot be done in the test server, but I'll give you the guidance what exactly happens there, but we cannot see it practically on the system.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we just want to know on a high level how it works in the,
Yeah, that knowledge will be given. ECC to S4 HANA, I'll give you clear understanding how this is going to happen. But legacy to system, we will practically do it.
Okay. Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah. Anil Kumar.
Yeah. Hi, Ajay. Will you cover simple finance and product costing and integration with the other all modules?
Simple finance, I'll not be covering. Product costing as part of is covered. COPA is covered at the basic extent. For product costing COPA, there will be a separate batch called controlling batch. In that, the in detailed COPA product costing will be covered. But as part of
Okay.
FICO, we will cover COPA product costing to the extent of
Hmm.
what is required to a FICO consultant.
Okay.
Yeah. Venkat?
Yeah. Hello, Ajay. Yeah. What about
Yes.
FS, Buppy, and Buddy? These things also you will cover, right?
Those are covered as part of RISEF object. Yes.
Okay, fine.
As part of RISEP object, for every element, I'll take some few examples. I'll explain different functionalities, how these are executed in a project, and we will be understanding from a FICO perspective to make it more effective, because all these things are technical aspects in any project.
Yes.
Most of the activities are performed by the technical consultants. As a functional consultant, what is your role there? What information you will provide to them? How you will coordinate with them is what I'm going to show in detail by taking simple examples.
Okay. Fine.
But not
Thank you,
that
Ajay.
I'll give you an overall picture wherein you will not understand what is your role as a FICO consultant. Whatever we discuss, I'll restrict it to the extent of your role in a project. Meaning tomorrow when you talk, you will sound that you worked in a project and this is how you handled the requirement.
Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah. Prabin?
Hi Ajay, this is Venkat.
Hi Ajay, this is
Yeah.
Prabin.
Who
Hello.
is it? Yeah, Prabin, go ahead.
Prabin. Actually, Ajay, I have a gap of 8 years actually from the graduation. Actually, I was there in previously work as a real estate actually. So how difficulty, if I undergo these classes and how difficulty I'll face to getting a job, or is it okay to go?
No,
That is
that is
my actually.
fine. All usually what everybody will do is they will
Yeah.
showcase some experience they'll get into it. All you need to do
Okay.
is you need to have some gap. I mean to say,
Yeah.
as an experienced candidate, if you wanted to get into the market, you should have some gap to show the experience. If you have that gap, you are
Okay.
good to go. All you need
Yeah, I
is to
have the gap
have
actually.
confidence on the subject. Yeah, good
Okay.
conceptual understanding of the subject. Nothing will be a
Okay.
showstopper for you.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay, you just need to
Okay.
make
Okay.
sure on the subject you're thorough. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So.
Okay, yeah. Kala?
Good evening, sir. I did the
Yeah,
payment
good evening.
3 days back, waiting for your reply. I text you already in WhatsApp.
Yeah,
I
for
waiting
this
for.
before I'll call you after this one. Yeah, after the class, give me a direct call. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Nidhi?
Hi Ajay.
Yeah, hi
Yes.
sir. I'm on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. So my
Yes, Nidhi,
question
you're
is,
audible.
are you going to start from ECC and then you will be showing what is the changes in S4 HANA, or you will be directly showing hands-on on S4 HANA only?
We will be directly doing it in S4 HANA system. Wherever there are changes, that is where I will tell this is the change in S4 HANA system. Otherwise, you will have complete exposure end to end on S4 HANA system.
Okay. And one more question. I mean, not a question. I would like to request, since from tomorrow you will be starting a real batch and hands-on everything. So whatever written notes you are doing, all the notes you are writing, all the sessions, can you provide it regularly so we can, after the sessions, we can refer it if we are missing any point or something.
Yeah, I will share. These are not from tomorrow. I'm not starting the regular class. Regular classes will be started once I'm done with the overview sessions. When I said this,
Okay. Okay.
I've not given
Mm-hmm.
you the full picture of SAP FICO. What I talked so far is only certain points that you need to understand, like GL, AP, AR, in such a way
Mm-hmm.
that it is not straightforward. We need to know. You need to know some business processes, scenarios on it to have clear understanding. Now, from tomorrow onwards, when I
Mm-hmm.
talk, I will be talking different points like practically what needs to be done after learning SAP FICO, during learning SAP FICO, how you need to pay attention, what areas you need to practice, what things you are supposed to know. This is what we will be talking from tomorrow onwards. And maybe for another 4 to 5 days, we will be talking about these things. Then I'll give you time to
Mm-hmm.
think, decide whether to continue with the regular sessions or not.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Parthipan?
Yeah, sir. So, so my question is the server is going in the regular section, the server is going to full-time use of server, sir,
As of now, I
given
am giving
full-time
server for free of cost.
on until the getting a job or course completion.
No, server is not part of your course fee. I am giving
Okay,
for free of cost for time being.
okay,
So
sir. Okay,
in case if I do not give, it will be charged at a very minimal price with me. But otherwise, I'll be providing it for free of cost.
okay, fine.
Yeah. Venkat?
Hi, Ajay.
Yeah.
Are we going to get an access key for any modifications in the programs and minimal modifications to need to be done, if any case?
Access key in the test server?
Yes.
No, that will not be given because that will lead to unnecessary complications. As a FICO consultant, we will not be requiring the access key. That is required for the technical consultant.
Okay, sir. Okay. And are we going to cover any ticketing tool like ServiceNow or Chance?
Those guidance I will give because of that those
Okay.
points we cannot show on the system, but you will be guided on different ticketing tools, support tickets, everything. In short, for you to become a FICO consultant, for you to manage your job independently, whatever is required beyond that you will be taught.
Sure, Ajay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sanjay. Anup.
Yeah, hi Ajay.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I'm working as a SAP end user, so I'm just asking that will certification will be helpful for me or not?
If you are currently working as an end user, certification is not required. Usually certification is not required. It does not hold any value unless you are a complete fresher who is a fresh pass out. Meaning if you are a 2023 pass out, 24 pass out, that is where you
Uh,
can think about certification. Otherwise, not required, because everybody knows that if you say that even you have certification, everybody reads the dump and clear the exam. So that will not technically add any value. So I don't recommend to do the certification wherein you will invest money unnecessarily. If you join any company, every company will sponsor you the certification. So I don't recommend to do the certification at this moment. Not recommended.
yeah, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Raj.
Yeah, hi Ajay.
Yeah. Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Huh. So Ajay, I just wanted to ask, means like I have already done SAP FICO course, and I'm also currently I'm as a SAP end user also, and I have done a course, but as I have seen your videos, like they have not taught the real time knowledge which is required in the consulting field. Okay, just the configuration part I have done. So just to get that real time knowledge and experience and all these things, so would you recommend to join your course? Miss,
It
will I get that
is
real time knowledge in this course?
it is completely your personal opinion decision to decide whether to join or not, because I do not force anybody to join, or I do not put any pressure on anybody to join, because it is one's personal choice. But here, whatever I teach, whatever you learn is complete real time. Right from day one, you can directly go and verify with people who are working on SAP FICO as consultant. Meaning
Okay, means
whatever,
apart from the configuration, means I will get a
I
value
don't
addition.
focus on configuration. My sessions are
Hmm?
not focused on config. I'm not going to
Hmm.
focus on configuration. In
Okay.
fact, you don't get
Okay.
any configuration document from me. So
Okay.
whatever
Okay. So,
we do,
haha.
test and the process, scenario, accounting impact, business impact, then that scenario we will configure, we will test end to end.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
and like there are the methodologies which are used while implementation. So we will start from the methodologies point of view, like the preparation phase. So we will prepare blueprint. We will be part of the blueprint as well, and the configuration will happen as per the blueprint, or how the course will go ahead.
Here we don't have any business blueprint, but we will start writing the requirement of a company which we are considering by writing a KDS document. Key data structure we will prepare, Based on that, we will start our configuration. Meaning, even before we start our configuration, we understand which company we are going to configure, what are the requirements that we are going to take, and how the client or our company is planning to do the reporting. All the points we will list out in the Excel sheet. Based on that, we will list out all the KDS documentation. Based on that, we will be starting our configuration. So it's all documented. Based on what we are documenting, we will configure.
And then how we will get to know about the fit gap analysis then?
That you will understand at the process level. So initially you will not be able to understand. For that to happen, you need to have complete understanding about business process, which we are lacking
Hmm.
at this moment. Am I correct?
No, actually, the from end user point of view, I am aware about the business process, but that just I want to know means like means what are the points to check like in and what the things happen in fit gap analysis, the steps for fit gap analysis, what things are happen and what we do basically in fit gap analysis, and
That
what are
will
the
be
actions
taught.
after the fit gap analysis.
That will be taught during every topic, because when we are talking about GL, I will be
Hmm.
talking about how GL module is used in a company and how this is done in SAP. If there are any deviations, if there are any mismatches, how you will fit that gap. And this gap you are going to fill with something called RISEF object, you would have heard,
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes, yes.
right? Any fit gap analysis that you're talking about, you are going to fill the
Mhm.
gap with the RISEF object. This RISEF object you will be able to understand only when you're talking about a particular topics or particular module specifically and a particular business process exclusively. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand what is fit gap analysis. You have to be
Yes.
specific to a business process. Only then you will understand that this is what the current business process which we are following, and for the same business process, what is the standard solution provided by SAP. When you see it, and then when you do a comparison, you will understand, okay, this is in line with the process that I have, and the control points that I'm expecting are equipped in it. I am fine with the standard procedure. If not, you need to tweak something, you need to add some additional customizations. This is where you call it as gap. And any gap
Hmm.
that you identify, you are going to bring RISEF object. Which RISEF object are you going to bring? And is this a complete custom development or is it any modification to the standard one? So these points will be understood during the particular topic. So this is not a one time this one. It's an ongoing repeatedly. As and when we have the specific topic, there I will be adding the points.
Okay, so we will get to know about all these points. Means like we will be able to explain in the interview.
Whatever the knowledge that you gain here, outside when you
Hmm?
go, you can easily say that you have 5+ years of experience in SAP FICO.
Okay, okay. So means
So
like
meaning it is
will
beyond that.
hmm? Okay. So
You can
here I will
directly
also get.
tell, you can
Mhm.
directly interact with any real-time FICO consultant and you will see the difference.
Okay, okay. And like with addition to this, I would also like to know like we you will be also teach how to write FS and again the like RISEF object. So in the RISEF object, we need to interact with the developers.
All those are explained in detail with an example, with a practical example I'll show in the system.
Okay, okay. So you
The
will
requirement
show
I'll
like
write,
means. Mhm.
correct. I'll take one
Okay.
example, one scenario, what is currently happening and what is expected to meet this, to achieve this, what you are going to do, and what is your contribution role in that activity. How do you coordinate with the client? How do you coordinate with the technical guy ABAP? And how do you write functional specification? In case if you get any changes in between, how do you handle them? How do you create the test cases? How do you test? How do you move the TRs? Everything will be shown practically.
Practically, okay. And like that
Yeah.
validation substitutions, will that be covered or that is the
All
advanced
are included. No, no, no.
all are
Everything is
included?
included. which will enable you to work independently as a FICO consultant, considering 5+ years of experience.
Okay, okay. So we'll be enough confident to attend the interview for 5 years of requirement.
Correct. You can directly verify with the real-time FICO consultants with what you're learning with me. Whatever you're understanding, whatever you're learning, right
Mm-hmm.
from day one, you can go verify with the people who are working as SAP FICO consultants. Tell that this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm being taught. Is this correct? You can upfront verify right from day one. Anybody says no, this is not correct, you are always free to put question back to me. That you said this, I checked outside, somebody said this is not correct. You can put question to me. I'll tell you why I'm
Okay.
talking that way.
Okay, okay. So like I ask you, like we are preparing blueprint or not. So there are also the questions interview asks like, have you prepared blueprint or have you been a part of blueprint preparation and gathering requirement and preparing blueprint? So like that means, so how can we justify? Means like you said that we are not preparing blueprint, but we will go by KDS document. Then.
Even in real time, you will not prepare it. Considering your level of experience, you will not prepare it.
No, no, but we will be a part, we will be considered as a
You
part
will be
of
part of it.
blueprint.
Yeah, those points I will explain. Considering your level of experience, what exactly you will do if you're in a project, those points crystal clear I'll show you. So that tomorrow when you talk, nobody will get any doubt. Otherwise, what will happen? When you tell to your interviewer that you are part of business blueprint preparation, immediately they will get to know that no consultant at your level of experience will prepare the blueprint. But when you tell you were part of that blueprint discussion, you were part of the requirement gathering session, you should know what exactly happens there and what is your contribution there. In any interview, the question is straight away related to your contribution, your experience, your role. Am I correct? So
Yes,
no
correct.
question is generic. So when I explain, I am going to explain things in such a way that those are straight away connected to your contribution, your role, considering your level of experience. It is not that I will tell you in generic, this is how it happens. I am going to relate it considering you're in the project along with me, whatever you do at your level of experience. That is what I will tell. Same points as it is, you can tell to anybody.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Mukund.
Hello. Hi, Ajay. Currently, I'm working in SAP Business One in as an end user.
Okay.
Um, uh, did you ever mm, hear this name, SAP Business One
Yes, I know that SAP B1.
B1? Is it if I'm working here, is it count in my SAP experience?
You can include that, but you have to understand the SAP FICO as well. But your B1 experience is considered.
And early last 1 year, I'm working in SAP ECC, and I'm taking some classes in the YouTubes. And earlier I joined one institute, but earlier they are saying me that yeah, we make you as a consultant, but after I'm taking class of 2 months, then I know it that they only explaining the configuration part only, not saying the scenario based environments. Just like that, what we have to do, why we are doing these all things. And
Mm-hmm.
because the just GL posting and this whole thing they are doing in its own, and just like that. Then I left that institute after 2 months, and after paying the two installment. Thereafter, I'm continue doing the working on SAP ECC in the YouTubes and somewhere else. I'm trying to see, and currently I'm learning SAP HANA. That's just configuration, but I understand the difference of these two, ECC and HANA. In the ECC, is accounting principle configuration is not compulsory, and SAP HANA is the compulsory to um, configure accounting principle and business partners. In the ECC, also have the business partner, but don't have the compulsory to do the configuration
Correct.
of business partner in ECC. And currently have the and currently I'm working in the business one. In the business one, there is also have the business partners, and in that way, I'm creating the card number. In card number in the business one, in the customers card number. Currently, I'm working in the business one. I'm seeing the one branch of Mumbai, and I'm seeing the retail sales and wholesale sales. I'm posting in the post. In the post, directly bills are posted in the SAP, and thereafter we have to do invoice and e we are generating in the
No,
SAP
no,
only. Not we are
no.
going to
What's your
e-billing
exact
sites.
question in this? I got your point, but what's your exact question that you wanted to ask me?
My question is that in earlier I did the courses in SAP in that institute. They are not doing any work as a scenario based. They are only
No,
working as
here
a
I got your point. Here I'm not going to focus on your configurations. As I mentioned in the initial session itself, if the intention is to know the configuration, you do not have to join anywhere. You will get configuration for free of cost. Without even spending 1 rupee, you can learn the configuration from available sources
yeah,
in the
I learned
market.
it. So the
So
last 1 year
here,
I'm learning this all without a cost.
yeah, here what we will do is you will be understanding, you will be knowing the practical activities which a consultant will do in a project, and the all real-time scenarios you will be understanding here. Whatever you learn here, you are upfront allowed to go and verify with any SAP FICO real-time consultant.
But
Okay, so you don't have to.
in the earlier
No, no, no.
institute where I joined,
No, no,
they
don't compare
also
with the earlier institutions. If you have any specific question to me, you can ask because there are others waiting. So I cannot spare
yeah,
more
yeah.
time.
Sir, they also taught in the KDS only. In one
No, no, no.
company,
Just hold on.
they
I'll take your questions later on because let the
okay, sir.
others
Thank you,
complete.
sir.
Then I'll come to you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Sanjay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hi, Ajay. Are
Yes,
you
Sanjay.
going to plan any controlling batch to start?
Controlling will start. It will take a little time. I'll start the controlling due to time constraints. I'm not starting currently, but I'll be starting a controlling batch shortly. The dedicated controlling
Okay,
will
I
start.
want to. Yes. And are you cover in FICO batch? Fury, are you covering?
Yeah, Fury is included. You will understand complete Fury here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks.
yeah. Sudhir,
Hi, sir. FICO means FI plus CO, sir. Then why CO separate batch, sir?
when you talk about FICO, FICO includes everything except two. One is your product costing, two is your COPA. When you're talking about COPA, COPA includes only, sorry, your CO includes only COPA and product costing in detailed, meaning the other points are optional for CO. Only if you know the FICO, you can learn CO. Without FICO, you cannot understand CO because CO is above your FICO.
Okay. So are you going to start that also, na, sir?
Yes, that batch will also start, but even in FICO, you will understand sufficient knowledge on COPA and product costing.
Mhm. And one more question, sir. Like actually, I learned somewhere that FICO, but will I able to do all the work independently after completion of your class if I follow the giver class regularly?
Yes, yes,
Okay, that's okay, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Lokesh?
Yeah, hi Ajay. Ajay, I have a basic doubt. I have a 7 years of experience in treasury and asset management, and previously I worked in trade finance also as a business analyst. So, will my designation cause an issue like with the interview or HRs, or just want to know uh, will that any impact?
What is your designation?
My designation is senior business analyst.
No, that will not be a problem. And you worked as an end user of SAP, is it?
No, actually.
If this is not related to SAP, then you may have to show some experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll have to go in a different way in that case, which I'll talk in the upcoming sessions. What are the ways how you will get into the market as a fresher? What are the opportunities as an experienced? What are the opportunities? When you talk about experience, what kind of experience we're talking about? What is expected from an interview? These points you will be understanding in the upcoming sessions in detail.
Okay. Can we explain through IJP I went into SAP project and we are
Yeah, you
doing
can say
as
that.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ajay.
yeah. Samir,
Yes, Ajay. Actually, I have total 4.5 years experience in AP. As a end user, I'm working in SAP. So, may I know that after the completion of this course and confidently means cracking the interview. So, how will happen about the experience later? Because you know that after the interview, there is a step for documentation. We need to show the all related documents for previous
you will
companies.
be, yeah, you will be guided and you will be continuing the training until you become a SAP FICO consultant. When I say that the duration of the batch is 4 months, the topics will be completed in 4 months. Okay, but your training will continue until you become a FICO consultant. If it takes 1 year for you to become a FICO consultant, you will be with me for 1 year. I will be teaching you for 1 year. There are no additional costs, there are no additional charges, which includes everything until you clear your interview independently. No proxy, no other things are entertained. I'll make sure that you will be in a position to talk, clear your interview individually. Tomorrow, when you're in a project, you will be able to perform, you will be able to handle your work independently.
Yeah, but means in some scenario, I got news like people were eliminated by the company because they have the no document for the previous company that
Those
they
points
mentioned
will
in
be
CV.
guided. I will be guiding on those
Okay,
points, how you'll have to put the documentation, what precautions you'll have to take. Everything will be discussed in detail.
okay,
Okay.
thank
So
you.
when I say you will be trained until you get job, all these things are included in it, including your mock interviews. So
Okay,
whatever is
thank you.
required for you to become a consultant, everything is included. So there's nothing that this is how it goes. I'm not going to say that after 4 months course is completed, bye bye will never be said. I will say that your course is completed only when you get the job. So forget about the duration. With peace of mind, you can learn the subject.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
thank
Who
you.
is this RR?
Yeah, hi Ajay.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, hi Ajay. Basically, I am having a query related to taxation specification. Basically, if we will talk about the GST, then there is a feature of GSTR 2A 2B reconciliation, which is very common right now, and such kind of specification already such a small ERP like Tally are providing in automation mode. So I would like to ask a question on the specification related to SAP. Does client also ask this kind of specification or modification in SAP also?
Usually what happens when you talk about taxation, this is a legal
Mm,
requirement related to country. Agree?
yeah.
In every country, you have different specifications, different requirements. Now, what
Yeah.
SAP will do for this is SAP will provide a standard solution to meet this requirement for all the Indian clients, in which SAP is going to release your knowledge-based articles. SAP will be releasing different SAP notes through which you can meet this requirement, because this is not specifically related to a one company of a country. This is required for all the companies in that country. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Alright. Now all these
Yeah.
kind of things are handled by SAP itself. So they will make sure that all these reporting requirements are met in SAP, for which they will release the notes. You are aware of SAP note or S note,
Yes, yes.
right? SAP will
So,
release these SAP notes, wherein the SAP will give instructions to the consultant that if this is the situation, if this is the requirement, if this is not happening, if this functionality to be enabled, these are the steps, these are the instructions to be followed. So those things you will be doing with the help of SAP note, because this is not a generic thing. This is a country specific legal requirement. All the country specific legal requirements are handled by SAP.
Ajay, one another question related to this only. Uh, Within life span of life of 10 year or 12 year, a consultant become how many country specific taxation expert?
It depends on how many projects you are handling, because any taxation that you are working, first of all you need to understand basic functionality of taxation in SAP, because basic taxation functionality in SAP is common across all the countries. The way
Okay.
how SAP calculates tax on any purchase document, on any sales document is common. Over and above, based on the country, you have country specific additional requirement. For all these country specific additional requirement, SAP has already handled. If you are working for India, GST, to make GST functioning in SAP, what settings additionally you have to do? You have the clear cut documentations, articles provided by SAP. Different notes are there by SAP, which you will be following.
Sorry to taking your too much time. Are you going to provide such specific kind of knowledge to us related to only India in this batch?
Generic taxation is what I am going to teach in detail. Anything related to country specific, I will give instructions. I'll tell you the guidance, how you need to practice it, because we will be having audience from different regions. And if we talk specifically about taxation related to India or to US, which will create unnecessary confusion for everybody. But those country
Okay.
specific points I will be talking in a way that you will be able to handle independently. In short, you will
Sure.
understand the logic concept.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Nitin?
Hello, Ajay sir.
Yes, Nitin.
Actually, I have question regarding that you said you are going to take scenario basis practice, or you are going to tell some scenarios and we have to do the things, right?
Correct.
Now I have a question. How we will practice on demo server? We have to create from company code, or there is existing company, so we can practice on that company
No, no,
codes.
no. You'll have to start from the scratch. So
Okay.
once the regular classes start, the first 1 month I
Hmm.
will not open SAP.
Okay.
Once your regular classes start, first 1 month, I don't even log into SAP. You will not see SAP screen itself, but you will understand right from company until balance sheet of a company, including
Hmm.
GL, AP, AR, tax, asset accounting, everything, including integration, everything I'll make you understand. It takes, as I
Okay.
said, it will take approximately 1 month time for anybody to become
Hmm.
familiar, comfortable with the system.
Yes.
Right? When I say that, if I start the configuration right from day one, you will be able to
Hmm.
do the configuration along with me, but you will not be able to understand what we are doing, why we are doing, what is happening in the system. You will not understand unless and until you have clear picture about the system, clear picture about a business process, what happens. After this, when we start the configuration, you will practically relate, okay, because of this reason we are creating this. If you create this, only then this is possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. John.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
evening, sir. John speaking. I am a financial accountant with 20 years in accounting and also doing controlling. I'm based in Paris. So, my question is more for the schedule because I know that we haven't the same schedule, the same time as for the moment in Paris. It's just a momentary change. It's 5 past 30. So, regarding the schedule, how can you arrange for how the person who are based abroad, India? I know that I come frequently in the past frequently in India in the frame of my work. I come frequently in Bangalore, Mumbai, and Hyderabad. So I'm familiar with the time, but I don't know how things will be organized regarding the course time, please.
Okay. What's your current time there?
Yeah, for the here for the moment, it's 35 past 5.
In the evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So the class starts at 30 past 4 in the evening every day, your time.
Okay. So that I ask you this question because you know with the work in order to be not have many difficulties. When you are working, I'm in contract. I'm in contract in financial accounting to a client. So that's why I want to know in order to face no problem following my training.
Now, once the class is over, you will receive the recording. You can refer the recording if you have any questions. The class will continue maybe for 1.5 hours, 2 hours initially, because most of you will have a lot of questions, and I will close the class only after answering all the questions, irrespective of the time. If it takes 2 hours, if it takes 2.5 hours, I'll be in the class for 2.5 hours until I answer each and every question that you have initially.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. All right. Pranav. Sanjay.
Hi Ajay. Would you
Yeah.
like to share your SAP journey?
So I'll be sharing once we start the regular classes. You will understand about my journey, my profile, and all.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Sadik.
Ajay, I have seen like some of the interviewer ask the experience based on the industry specification, like pharma, manufacturing, etc. Will you take the scenarios of the industry specification also,
No,
just
for
like
industry
as a
specific,
standard
it's
example?
a different module altogether. Those are called as IS modules. You have, if you take retail, you will find
So,
IS retail SAP module. If you take pharma, you'll find IS pharma, like that. But with respect to industry specific, you don't find much differences in the FI side.
what you will cover like is it matched to those industry specification? We can get little experience, right, in that also, knowledge
Correct. You
benefit.
can handle in any industry specific requirement with my training. It's not specifically only to this. You can handle any industry specific requirement.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Naveen. Imran.
Hello, Ajay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just have a quick question regarding how much technical we going to be covered in this course, like as a debugging, and also any additional tool goes with SAP like OpenText and as a like a Vertex implementation, or at least kind of a knowledge understanding goes with that.
On the other areas, you will be given the basic knowledge, okay, but we will not be able to do it because of the system constraints. But I'll be giving you the sufficient knowledge highlights on the other areas like the different tools integrated with SAP. I'll give you high level understanding.
Okay,
Okay.
and what about the debugging?
Debugging, I'll tell you the basic skills that you'll have to understand, and I'll not be able to show how exactly you'll have to debug, because which will create confusion for most of the other audience if they are not comfortable with it,
Okay,
because that requires different level of understanding of a FICO before you start understanding debugging.
okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Naveen?
Yes, Ajay. I was telling them, but I was on mute. I was asking like whether we will be covering electronic BRS in the course.
Yes, that will be covered.
Okay, Ajay. Thank you.
Yeah. Shaker?
Yeah. Are we able to cover central finance?
No, central finance I'll not be covering.
Sorry.
I'll give you basic overview about it, but that is not part of the course.
Uh-huh. Okay. Is there university accounting is there?
Asset accounting is included in depth. Yes.
In depth. Okay.
Yeah.
How about that material ledger?
Material ledger you will understand, but not
Mm-hmm.
in depth, because in the FICO I cannot go in depth, because understanding material ledger product costing itself will take approximately 3 months time.
Okay. Means we can only give that only FI.
CO material ledger we will do it, but not in depth. Like as a FICO consultant, whatever the extent that you require, to that extent I'll give you the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, wherein you can post the
Okay.
documents. Posted the documents, you can see, analyze, understand how entries are posting to material ledger, COPA product costing. You will be able to understand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Done fine.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Fine then. So let me stop the recording. Any further questions that you have, I will be taking in the upcoming sessions. And from tomorrow onwards, we will be talking about the practical facts, practical things related to SAP FICO. Okay. We'll connect at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Ajay, just a minute. Hello, Ajay.
Yeah. Go ahead.